What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua hits back at Dillian Whyte by simply telling him, he's not my mate. He has a lot to say. He needs to focus on his own career, and he just squabbles a bit. Those are the words of Anthony Joshua, and let me counterpunch. Yesterday, I posted a video about, AJ's opinion on, the prediction, and it wasn't a derogatory one, which I think a lot of people took it as a derogatory one, it was a bit contradicting. Absolutely. But what he had to say about Dillian Whyte, he's like, hey, he needs to worry about his own career, which in this case, I do agree with Anthony Joshua. But you guys understand this is an example of how Anthony Joshua talks when he wants to and says what he wants to, Now, this does concern him, though. This is an issue that concerns Anthony Joshua. So I get that, too. Maybe he's like, you know what? I'm not hyping up any other fighter. I'm going to talk about myself or whatever anybody else has to say about me. Not anybody else's challenges or business, and I don't want to be in it. My name is Paul, and that shit's between y'all, right? So, Dillian Whyte, he does feel jaded. He is pissed off, but Anthony Joshua told him, that's not my friend. That's not my mate. So, I could give two shits about what Dillian Whyte has to say. He needs to worry about himself. And I agree with that because he does need to worry about his next opponent. See, and then this is what fighters have became victim of, or became guilty of, rather. They became guilty of sitting around waiting for the big fights. See, Dillian Whyte was known, and he built his reputation off fighting the best fighters available. The can man, the body snatcher, right? He was known for taking on all comers. Tough fights, hard fights, whatever fights. He takes them on, and the miraculous thing was he was able to beat the guys that they threw him in there with, okay? Until 2020, of course, and then, of course, 2022, he lost again. But nonetheless, before that, his reputation was, hey, I'll fight anybody that I can because, I get the shitty end of the stick. I lost the fight against Joshua, but I'll let you know that I'm willing and able to fight anybody else. I think he should focus on doing exactly that. I think he should focus on being Dillian Whyte. Because, see, that Anthony Joshua fight, sure, it was in line to fight and all this, that, and the other, but now it's off the table for him as of right now. As of right now, because that may be the next fight. But Dillian Whyte does need to focus on who his next fighter is going to be, instead of waiting around for that big money fight like he did last year. Because I don't really think that did him any justice, because had he fought Otto Wallin, that would have gave him another win. He would have been in better shape, I feel. Otto Wallin didn't prepare him for anybody like Fury, but he was fast and quick, and I think because he was waiting for Tyson Fury, which it's not a terrible idea that he was doing that, but he could have fought someone else. And I think right now, at this point of time, since Anthony Joshua's fighting someone else, he needs to fight someone else. That's just simple. Fight Otto Wallin. You know what I mean? Like, hey, take him on. Like, if you need something to do, I wouldn't wait around for the summer to see if Anthony Joshua wins or loses. I would be focusing on my own shit because my career is not surrounded by one guy. That's what I would say. Whereas a lot of fighters are like that. They depend on that one fight, and that's all they really care about. In the meantime, they fight lesser and lesser opposition for people we don't want to see. And the crowd and the audience, as of us as a people, we end up tolerating that shit. That's what we end up doing. We end up tolerating fights that some of them just don't suck, but they're not very good, So it was surprising to hear Anthony Joshua blast Dillian Whyte for his criticism about he left him in the cold. You guys tell me what you think about Anthony Joshua's response. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.